Hey, crazy, crazy. Hey, crazy, crazy. What? What? Afini here. Yes. Good girl. Very good. Yes. Afini is a very interesting dog. Everything she does, it's with an extra level of intensity. Afini here. Yes. Good. She doesn't like this balloon right here. So this is the way I help her overcome her anxiety. Anything new to her represents a potential danger. But I wanted to start by talking about her father. Her father is what I call an extreme Dutch Shepherd. He's extremely intelligent, extremely athletic, and extremely aggressive. And his first owner, talking about Arrow now, his first owner was a woman that did a great job bringing the dog to a high level of obedience. But it reached a point where she could only walk him late at night because he presented a danger to society. He would bite somebody. He had an extreme dislike of strangers, very much reminiscent to me of the Fila Brasilero. So she eventually gave him up. Mark Ferrasi Protect Dogs picked him up, and when Mark got the dog was already 2 years old. So we're talking about an adult dog, full grown. They didn't like strangers, and they had a very rocky relationship at the beginning. And the dog attacked him several times because he's a stranger to the dog. So Afini has inherited some of her father's traits. She's also what I call an extreme Dutch Shepherd. And I'll probably talk about that further in a different video. But my concern when I went to see her in California, visited her 3 times out there, I was like, man, I've got to get this dog has got to get to know me. Otherwise, I'm going to get torn to shreds when I go to pick her up at the airport or something, right? So there's 3 things that I did. Number 1, I wore the same pants every time I went there to see her. Without washing them, and I wore those same pants when I went to the airport. Right when I got back to my home in Pennsylvania, I wrapped the pants in a plastic bag until I was ready to go to the airport, which was I think 1 week later, one or 2 weeks later. So I had the same pants on. So that was 1. Number 2, treats, food drive. So I used turkey kielbasa, which is a treat that she was not familiar with. And so that was a positive association and a unique distinction, so that when I went to get her at the airport, I had the turkey kielbasa with me. And of course, she was like, oh, this is the turkey kielbasa man, right? And then 3 was the long walk, all right? So basically, that's the intro to this video. I wanted to get this intro in there because the video itself is kind of clunky, and I filmed it over, several days and several weeks, and there's a piece here, a piece there, and whatever. So I just wanted to clarify things before we get started. I have a rule against taking any dog over the age of 6 months. And the reason I put that rule in place is because when you get a dog of that age, you're most likely going to get baggage along with that dog. And 98% of the time, the baggage is going to be negative. And it's either going to center around medical issues, health issue, or behavioral issues. Right? So rules are made to be broken, and I've broken that rule several times, and I've been pretty lucky. And also, the type of family I have is very good for balancing a dog out. My kids, constantly having company coming in and out, things of that nature, having sleepovers and things like that. But again, I've broken the rule several times, and I broke that rule in Afini's case also. And Afini was a dog that you might say had behavioral issues and aggression. In terms of aggression, right? She's the type of dog that would bite somebody. to make a long story short, she has bitten people. And so I had to say, man, I want this dog, but I don't want to, put myself in danger of getting bit when I go to pick her up at the airport. So what I did is I visited her 3 times over a 2-week period. Right, I visited her 3 times in California at the breeder's facility. And every time I went, I wore the same pair of pants and I didn't wash them. Okay, so by the second time I went, third time I went, those pants had her scent on it. So I'm tapping into her, olfactory system, right? And when I went to the airport, same thing. I had the same pants. I put them in a plastic bag when I got home and had not washed them. So again, when I got to the airport, boom, her scent was on me. And I always used the turkey kielbasa as the treat. Mark was using hot dogs with her. So I was calling on her olfactory system to establish familiarity in 2 ways. Well, 1 way, and then of course food drive. She had, I had the turkey kielbasa treats with me, and that's the first thing I offered her when she was in the crate. Leave that, whatever it is. And so when I gave her that, she was like, "Oh, this is the turkey kielbasa, man." Okay, so, and then we took it from there with the long walk. Now, this is when I got her back to my neighborhood. We stopped 2 times on the drive back from JFK, which was like 3 hours. We stopped twice along the way, and then once we got to my neighborhood, we went on the long walk out in the woods. Now, the power of the long walk cannot be underestimated because on one level, of course, that's Cesar Millan 101, right? Take the dog out, drain a little energy, some mental stimulation. But it goes deeper than that because she's trying to figure out a way to get to the bite sleeve. It satisfies a primal urge. Long walk satisfies a primal urge in dogs. And the primal urge that it satisfies is foraging for food, number 1. And number 2, exploring their territory, becoming familiar with the boundaries of the territory, scent marking, right? Things of this nature. If you are accompanying the dog on that long walk, then what you're doing is positioning yourself in the dog's mind as a pack member. So that's a very, very powerful thing. All right. So near the end of our long walk, we went by this creek that has a retaining wall, and I sat on the retaining wall, and she came up to me and kissed me in the cheek. So when she did that, I knew that my bond was at a very good point, as far as this part in our relationship. All right. Now, she's very intolerant of strangers coming to the house, which could be problematic. So my youngest son, who's 14, just turned 15, so his best friend comes over a lot. So it was important for me to get Afini to accept him. All right. Every time he came over, she wanted to tear him out the frame. You see? Yes. So what I did is I had him accompany us on a long walk. So the 3 of us, went out on a long walk. Of course, she's, completely off leash at that time. And it worked. She accepted him. She's like, okay, yeah, this guy must be a member of the pack. So she went up to him several times and, smelled him as we were walking and, wasn't showing no longer showing any signs of, aggression towards him. So power of the long walk and the key to establishing familiarity with a strange dog, and particularly in this case, a dangerous dog. This is called the joy of running.
make sure you bend your knees. If you're trying to your knees straight, your room will look broken.
Yo, that was crazy. Yo.
Frozen and gone. Yeah, that's already. You're running fast as fuck.
I can feel the calm assertive energy from him, though. You feel it, Jordan?
No.
His aura's changing. The color went from like a murky gray to a light purple.
Okay.
Yeah, good girl. What did she do just now when she went over there? Because I couldn't see everything.
She took a sniff from my finger and looked away and smelled like around here.
Did she actually make contact with your finger?
She didn't look at me, but like she like
I said, did she make contact with your finger?
Oh no, but I felt like a swift smell. I was like, oh.
You felt the breath?
Yeah.
Where is she?
I came over to take her off leash now.
Yep.